John F. Kennedy. I was born on May 29, 1917 in Brookline, Massachusetts. I have 5 brothers and 3 sisters. My father was Joseph Kennedy and my mother was Rose Kennedy. In 1941, I served in the Navy. 1947, I was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. 1956, I wrote a biography, Profiles in Courage, for which was awarded a Pulitzer Prize. I overcame the civil rights issue when James Meredith was allowed to register at the University of Mississippi. I had economic and legislative challenges. I overcame the Bay of Pigs, which was a plan to overthrow the Cuban leader, Fidel Castro, the Cuban Missile Crisis. This was Russia trying to put missiles into Cuba. I am most remembered for being elected president in 1960. I died on November 22nd at 1 p.m. in 1963 at the age of 46.
Hi, I'm Paul Worker. I was born on December 1734 in Boston. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. My father was Paul Revere and my mother was Deborah Revere. When I was young, I worked with my father at the silversmith shop. And I went to North Rhine School where I learned math and penmanship. My father died when I was young. As a young man, I fought the French and the Indians, and I had 3 wives and 24 children. All 3 of my wives and 9 of my children died. I'm most remembered for warning people that the British were coming, and that I fought the French and the Indians again. And I made 398 church bells in my whole lifetime, and 23 are still ringing till this day. And I'm named after towns. I died at May 10th, 1818 at the age of 83 or 84.
Hi, my name is George Washington. I was born on February 22nd, 1732. I have 5 brothers and 1 sister. My father's name was Augustine, and my mother's name was Mary. When I was young, I went to a school called St. George's Parish. I also like to survey land. When I was older, I fought in the Revolutionary War, and I was elected president by the members of Congress. I fought in many battles, such as the Battle of Lexington and Concord in 1775, and I got promoted Commander-in-Chief in the Continental Army. I'm most remembered for the first president of the United States of America. I died on December 14, 1799, at the age of 67.
Hi, my name is Elvis Presley. I was born on January 8th, 1935, in East Tulipo, Northern Mississippi. I have 1 twin brother, but he died at birth. I have no sisters. My father was Darren Presley, and my mother was Lady Presley, and my uncle Vester. I have a daughter named Lisa Marie. When I was young, I was poor, and I went to an elementary school on Lake Street. I graduated Helms High School in 1953. As a young man, I enjoyed playing football. I was in movies, and I was a great singer. I sung lots of songs that made me very famous. When my mother died, it made life hard. I am most remembered for being the king of rock and roll, and for traveling around the world for concerts. I was also in the army, and my music made me very famous. I died on Monday, August 16th, 1977, at the age of 42.
Hi, my name is Gabby Douglas. I was born December 31st, 1995 in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I have 1 brother and 2 sisters. My father is Timothy and my mother, Natalie. When I was young, my dad left the family at the age of 3. I was very sad. In 2004, when I was 10, I was named Virginia State Gymnastics Champion. Also, in 2011, when I was 14, my team won gold for the U.S. National Championships. When I was a young woman, I was in the 2012 Olympics. I got 2 Olympic gold medals. As of for right now, I'm not going to college. I am most remembered for being a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. I am currently 18 years old. Hi, my name is Sally Wright. I was born May 26, 1951 in Chino, California. I have no brothers and 1 sister. My father was Dale Burdell Wright. My mother was Carol Joyce Wright. When I was young, I wanted to be an astronaut, but most women stayed home to do housework, while men worked full-time jobs. When I graduated high school, I could not pick to be a tennis star or an astronaut. As a young woman, I applied for NASA. 8,369 people applied. Only 208 people got in. I was the best woman out of 6, so I went to space first. I'm most remembered for being the first American woman to go to space and being put into the National Women's Hall of Fame. I was scheduled to go on a shuttle mission, but my shuttle blew up before I got to use it. I died on July 23, 2012 from pancreatic cancer at the age of 61.
Hi, my name is Mohandas Karam Chand Gandhi. I was born on October 2nd, 1869 in Poriandar, India. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. My father was Karam Chand and my mother was Putilma. When I was young, I went to an all-boys school and I was also afraid of the dark. At age 13, I had arranged marriage to my wife, Esther. As I grew up, I realized the British were controlling India, so I started protesting against British rule. I used what I call satyagraha, or nonviolent protest. As an adult, I worked on gaining rights for the Indian people in India and South Africa. I am most remembered for stopping the tax on salt in India with the Salt March. I was given the title Mahatma by a famous poet who admired my good works. I died on January 30th, 1948. I was assassinated at the age of 78 by an Indian man who did not like that I was trying to unite the religious groups of India.
Hi, my name is Amelia Earhart. I was born on July 24th, 1897 in the town of Atchison in Kansas. I have 0 brothers and 1 sister. My father was Samuel Stanton Earhart. My mother was Amelia Earhart. When I was young, I had to overcome my parents getting divorced, and I found out that my dad's side and my mom's side were both German. I was also sad because it was against the law for girls to do boy activities. As a young woman, I went to Columbia University for my education. It was fun but really hard learning. I am most remembered for being the first girl pilot. Accomplished on October 1922, broke the women's record by rising 1,400 feet in the air. Also accomplished on September 1930, broke the women's record, helped organize and became vice president of public relations of airline. I set out to prove to myself to my satisfaction. Piloting across Lockheed Waco monoclone. I was the first person to do crossing by air once. I went missing in 1937. I was in my early 30s before I went missing.
Hi, my name is Clint Dempsey, but my real name is Clinton Jr. I was born on March 9th, 1983, in Nacogdoches, Texas. I have 2 brothers, Ryan and Lance, and had 1 sister, Jennifer. My father is Aubrey and my mother, Debbie, and I have 3 children of my own. When I was young, I would play soccer with anyone I could find. My brothers did that with me. I also had to quit youth soccer because my parents had no money. My sister Jennifer died due to a brain aneurysm. I didn't try out for a youth soccer team. I was seen kicking the ball around at my brother's tryouts. As a young man, I went to Furman University and majored in health and exercise. I was also awarded with the 2004 Rookie of the Year. I am most known for being the captain of the USA national team. That includes the Olympics team and the World Cup team. I was also the first American player to score a hat trick in the English Premier League. I currently play for the Seattle Sounders at the position of forward. My sister Jennifer died on November 27th, 1995. I'm at the age of 1932.
Hi, my name is Mother Teresa. I was born on August 26, 1910 in the city of Skopje. I have one brother and one sister. My father was Nicola and my mother was Drana. When I was young, I was fascinated by the lives of missionaries and their travel and service to the poor. My father was poisoned when I was age 8. I left home at age 18 to join the Sisters of Loretto. I never saw my mother or sister again. When I was a young woman, I arrived in Calcutta to help the poor in India. I taught more Indian girls history and geography. I am most remembered for working with the poor in India and the programs I started to help the poor in India. I died in 1997 at the age of 87.
Hi, my name is Albert. I was born in 1874 in Muchum, Germany. I have no brothers and one sister. My dad was Herman. My mother was Pauline. When I was young, I was slow at learning, and I had a very bad temper. And then a few years later, I got my first geometry book when I was 12, and I was so happy. When I was a young man, I got expelled from school because they thought I was dumb, and I got picked on. But I was really smart. I teach at the school in high school. I got married a few years later and teach at the school in New Jersey. I'm most remembered for technology and the equation E equals MC2. I won the Nobel Peace Prize and gave all the money to my wife. I helped thousands of scientists with that equation. I died on April 18, 1955 at the age of 76, 3:59 in the morning.
Hi, my name is Gabrielle Douglas. I was born on December 31st, 1995 in Newport News, Virginia. I have one brother and two sisters. My father is Timothy Douglas and my mother is Natalie Hawkins. When I was a young child, I started gymnastics at age 6. As a young woman, I moved to Iowa at age 14 with a host family, the Partons, to train at Chow's Gym. While training, I was homeschooled and had online tutors. I am most remembered for being the first American gymnast to win gold in both the individual all-around competitions. Today, I am 19 years old and training for the 2016 Olympics in Rio.
Hi, my name is Josephine Baker. I was born on June 3, 1906 in St. Louis, Missouri. I have one brother and one sister. Their names are Margaret and Willie May. My father's name was Eddie Carson and my mother's name was Carrie McDonald. When I was young, I was poor. I was married twice. The first time I was married was when I was 13 and then again at age 15. Also when I was young, St. Louis, that is where I lived, caught on fire. As a young woman, it was hard for me to do whatever I wanted because I was black, and back then the white did not treat the black fairly. I helped the French and joined the Red Cross during the Second World War. For a dancing skirt, I made a skirt out of bananas. I am most remembered for being one of the first black female stars. Also for traveling from Missouri to New York all the way to France. And while I was in France, I helped the French by letting them have weapons in themselves in my home. I am also most famous for my dancing. He died on April 12, 1975 at the age of 69. He died because of a stroke. I was married 5 times in total. I was married at ages 13, 15, 32, 41, and 67. At age 41, I adopted 12 children from all over the world, so I called it the Rainbow Tribe. While living in France, I had pet leopards. I became a French citizen in 1937.
Hi, I'm Annie Oakley, but my real name is Phoebe Ann Moses. I was born on August 13, 1860 in Dark County, Ohio. I have one brother and 4 sisters. My father's name was Jacob Moses, and my mother's name was Suzanne Moses. The names of my siblings are Hilda, John, Mary Jane, Catherine, and Elizabeth. When I was young, my dad died when I was 5 of pneumonia. I was not allowed to touch his wrestling, but one day my mom caught me shooting a soda can, and she sent me to an orphanage. I went to school, but not a very formal one, and didn't have a name. I did not go to college. After I got adopted, they refused to send me to school. After my school years, I joined Buffalo Bill's Wild West show. But there was one problem. I had to deal with my biggest rival, Lillian Smith. But good thing my husband, Frank Butler, was there to support me. I'm most remembered for being a girl shooter and making women have the rights to shoot that they didn't have back in the day, and that made me one of the best women in my lifetime. Also, I was in Buffalo Bill's Wild West show, and I also had a show of my own. Sitting Bull, the Indian chief who doubted girls could shoot, that girls could shoot, and he says that girls were the best shooters. I died on November 3rd, 1926 at the age of 66.
Hi, my name is Chuck Norris. I was born March 10th, 1940 in Ryan, Oklahoma. I had two brothers. One died and no sisters. My father was Ray Norris and my mother was Wilma Norris. When I was a young man, I went to North Torrance High School. I had many accomplishments during my lifetime. I wrote 7 books, I was in 29 movies. I had a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Taekwondo, and Tang Soo Do. I was the middleweight champion for 6 years in a row, from 1968 to 1974, but I was competing from 1964 to 1974. In a movie called Missing in Action, I almost died because I almost fell off a helicopter 300 feet in the air. I had 2 major obstacles during my lifetime. They were when my father died in the when my brother Whelan died in the Vietnam War, and when my father died in a car accident. I most remember for being nice and being in a lot of movies in my martial arts skill. I am currently 74 years old.
Hi, my name is John F. Kennedy. I was born on May 29th, 1917 in Brookline, Massachusetts. I have about 3 brothers and a lot of sisters. My father was Joseph P. Kennedy and my mother was Rose Fitzgerald. Before I became president, I received my high school diploma and I wrote a book called When England Slept. I graduated from Harvard University and went to college at Princeton University. I had a few obstacles. A Japanese submarine sunk my PT boat in World War II. I wanted to join the Army, but due to my stomach problems, I couldn't, so I joined the Navy. I had health problems. Because of my bravery, I was awarded a Marine Corps Medal and a World War II Purple Heart. I was elected President of the United States. I was the youngest president ever elected. I was in a parade in Dallas, Texas on November 22nd, 1963. I died on November 22nd, 1963 because of Lee Harvey Oswald. He shot 3 bullets at me and 2 of them hit me. I died at the age of 56. My grave is marked by an eternal flame.
Hi, my name is Queen Elizabeth I. I was born on September 7th, 1533 at Greenwich Palace in England. I have 1/2 brother and 1/2 sister. When I was young, I had smallpox and also poor health, which left my face scarred. Also, when I was a young woman, I had been locked up by my half-sister Mary, Queen Mary of England. Also, when I became queen, I had my cousin Mary executed. My half-sister Mary is actually Bloody Mary, Queen of England. My cousin Mary is actually Queen Mary of the Scots. I could read and write Greek and Italian, and Greek and Latin. I could speak French, Italian, and Latin. My father was King Henry VIII. My mother was Annie Boleyn. We all had different mothers but the same father. I am most remembered for having defeated the Spanish Armada, which was not really well planned. I also had a period named after me called the Elizabethan period. I had 40 years of mostly peace under my reign. I died on March 24th in my sleep on age of
69. Hi, my name is Sac Julia. I was born in 1789 or 1790 in what is now Idaho, along the Bitterroot Range of the Rocky Mountains. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. My father is a Shoshone Indian and my mother was a Shoshone Indian too. When I was young, I usually camped near the Snake River, and we were called the Snake Indians. I learned by watching the women. When it was cold outside, I usually wore a dress and leggings made out of deer skins and a robe made out of buffalo skins. When I was young, I got stolen during an attack by another tribe and then sold to a random man from Canada. And then I was married to a man that I did not love, and I was pregnant at 15. As a young woman, I had a healthy baby boy on February 11, 1805. I continued my journey with 2 explorers named Lewis and Clark, with my baby on my back. I named him Jean Baptist. On November 7, 1805, we finally saw the ocean. Me and my baby went 2,200 miles to see this sight. I wanted to move to the other side of the Columbian River. As we moved, I passed from Washington to Oregon. I am most remembered for having my face on the golden dollar coin and having more memorials, places and memorials built in my honor, and having mountains in 4 states and 2 lakes named after me. I was also part of the Lewis and Clark expedition. I died on December 20th, 1812.
Hi, my name is Abraham Lincoln. I was born on February 12, 1809 in a log cabin in Kentucky. I have no brothers and 1 sister. My father was Thomas and my mother was Macy Lincoln. When I was young, my mother died when I was 9 years old. My dad remarried Sarah Johnston. I went to a ABC school and a Blab school. I became president in 1860. I ended slavery. I married Mary Todd. I had 4 kids and 3 of them died. Edward died, but he died at age 3. 11-year-old Willie Lincoln died from typhoid fever. 18-year-old Tad died from tuberculosis. As a young man, I was a practical joker. My speech made me famous in 1861. I am most remembered for using the Emancipation Proclamation to end slavery by forcing people in the South to give up their slaves. I died April 14, 1865. I was shot at the age of 56 years old.
Hi, my name is James Brian Helwig, but you may know me as the Ultimate Warrior. I was born June 16, 1959 in Crawfordsville, Indiana. I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters. My wife's name is Dana Helwig. I have 2 daughters, Indiana Warrior and Madigan Warrior. When I was young, I grew up very poor. My dad left us when I was 12. When he left us with lots of bills. So my mom had to work 2 jobs to take care of the 5 children. I was picked out a lot at school because I was short and not good at sports. So I began weightlifting. That became my passion. I went to school at Vendersburg Fountain High School. After high school, I went to Indiana State University for 1 year. As a young man, I trained to become a professional bodybuilder. In 1981, I placed 5th for Mr. America. Then I was crowned Mr. Georgia. In 1987, I joined the WWF. I was one of the most electrifying men of sport entertainment. In the 1990 Royal Rumble, I had a match set up against Hulk Hogan. I used my move, the Warrior Splash, to become the first, and as of 2013, the only to hold the heavyweight and world champion at the same time. I am most remembered for all my success in the WWE as the Ultimate Warrior and my Warrior face paint. Also my final speech at a WWE event. Here's what it was. No WWE talent becomes a legend on their own. Every man's heart one day beats its final beat. His lungs breathe their final breath. His essence, his spirit will be immortalized by the storytellers, by those who honor him and make what that man did live forever. I died April 8th, 2014 at the age of 54. I died walking to my car with my wife. I died of a heart attack.